This is Anthony Anstead, the hero on screen who graced the channels of television with his charismatic appearances and talented presentations. But his early started profession and hard-invested career was suddenly sabotaged by unpleasant events that happened repeatedly, bombarding him with the sad truth and catalyzing catastrophic events that finally exploded into a drama that captured the headlines. Pay attention and listen to how his life's journey took sharp turns, and the influence goes on to affect his health and career choices in the future. Anthony Richard Anstead, famously known as Ant Anstead, was born in Plymouth, Devon, England. He then was brought to live in Ely, Cambridgeshire, until he was 10, after which he moved to Hertfordshire with his family. He went to school at Richard Hale School, which was in Hertford, then attended the nearby Haileybury School to complete his elementary education. Anstead was 16 when he built his first kit car, which he sold immediately for a good profit. After that, he got an MG, which was considered the birth of his life, long love and passion for cars. Anstead also had a history with law enforcement, which was marked by the time he joined Hertfordshire Constabulary in 1999. He became a police constable and was stationed at Bishop Stortford, but then moved to Cheshunt Police Station to become a member of the Tactical Firearms Team, or TFU, in short, based in Welwyn Garden City. It was found on record that Ant Anstead guarded John Duffy, the convicted railway murderer, for 3 days in a police safe house during his early police career. He was the youngest of all armed officers in the country and spent 6 years in law enforcement. From his time in the force, his performance has earned him 2 commendations for acts of bravery in the field. But his deep-rooted infatuation for cars couldn't stay hidden any longer. Regardless of his growing and successful career in law enforcement, he was set on a different path when his calling for a restoration dawned on him. In 2005, Anstead went on to lay down his arms and badge and lift his garage tools as he resigned from the police force to pursue a career as a car builder. He started his new job, building and restoring aged cars for clients, and built recreation cars and one-offs. Anstead was also a man of sports. He was in semi-professional football for about 17 years, by which time he played over 700 games at Ryman level. In the process of the game, he made the transition from goalkeeper to striker, which made him the only player to win Ryman League promotions in both positions. Ant Anstead is a man of diversified fields of expertise, who hit the show business in a spectacular manner and didn't come all this way to where he is now without certain drama. His entire life has mostly been in public speculation, and there are events and crucial occurrings that mark the milestones he came across, from how he joined the Wheeler Dealers to the drama that traced not one but 2 marriages with a baby mama and who affected his later life as a person in the eye of the people. Anstead's fast-growing career and early sparked fame raised him before the eyes of TV show producers, who were eager to have him grace their screens with his natural gift. He started his TV show appearance in 2014 when he starred as the presenter of the British Channel 4 TV show named For the Love of Cars. A year later, in 2015, he continued his role in BBC 2, also as presenter on a show called Building Cars Live. In 2016, Ant Anstead started his own TV production company. He was producing his own show named The World's Most Expensive Cars. Later that same year, he was approached by the producers of a new TV channel, the Channel 4 Car Show, to host with British actor Philip Glenister. The year 2016 has been full of various opportunities to star on screen for Ant Anstead, namely the One show on BBC One, where he appeared as a presenter, Chinese New Year, Biggest Celebration on Earth on BBC Two, also as a presenter. Then there was New York, America's Busiest City on BBC Two, also as a presenter. The other one was Craft, I Made This, a show broadcasted on Channel 4 where Anstead appeared as a presenter. The last show on which he appeared as a presenter in the year 2016 is The Lost Lotus, Restoring a Race Car, which was aired on Channel 4. Since he started the show business, Anstead has hosted a number of television shows, his most significant one being the one from the year 2015 which he hosted on BBC Two's live show, which was called Building Cars Live, with the English TV presenter and journalist James May and the narrator Kate Humble. The other significant show of his life was the Wheeler Dealers show on Motor Trend. As it shall be seen in the following minutes, his time in the Wheeler Dealers TV program has been a journey of holistic life, altering and transforming experience, which which marked a very prominent part of his life story. His countless TV show appearances and charismatic performance on each program has earned him the reputation of a star. His natural talent of capturing the eye of his audience, along with the multiple years of experience on various screens, led to his renowned success. In his television career, Anstead hosts the live stages of some of the UK's car shows, as well as after-dinner speaking and motivational speaking in schools and also for charities. Throughout his career on screen, he has brought to show a multiple of different scenarios in which he performed fabulous acts of innovation and creativity. In 2017, other than the renowned Wheeler Dealers show, he starred as a presenter on a BBC Two channel show by the name Britain's Greatest Invention. Also in the same year, he was hosting two other Channel 4 TV shows, namely Craft It Yourself and Sunday Brunch, live. Following this, in the year 2018, he featured on a show called Barrett Jackson Live Auto Auction on the Discovery Channel as a presenter. In his 2019 TV show, which was called Ant Anstead Master Mechanic, he uses a variety of components, from spare parts to donor cars to hand-build an homage to the Alfa Romeo 158. The show features Anstead work with many different automotive personalities and experts that are well known in the field. In addition to Master Mechanic, Anstead is also part of the new World's Greatest Cars series, a panel of motoring experts discussing the 5 greatest sports cars ever made. Cars which are the speedy game changers whose iconic designs have endured the test of time. These cars are evaluated on their remarkable designs and outstanding performance. It was in the same year of 2019 when he was on HGTV as a presenter for a show called Christina on the Coast. Christina on the Coast is an American home renovation reality television series featuring Christina Hawk. It was a show produced by Pie Town Productions. In June 2018, HGTV announced that Hawk would be receiving her own Flip or Flop spin-off series. The series premiere focused on Hawk renovating her new home following her divorce, with the remaining 7 episodes focusing on her fixing up other people's homes. Filming began in fall 2018 for a spring 2019 premiere. On February 13, 2019, it was announced that the series would premiere on May 23, 2019. Later on in 2020, Anstead hosted World's Greatest Cars on Sky Channel and Celebrity IOU Joyride on the Discovery Plus channel. The program, Celebrity IOU Joyride, is a show dedicated to refurbishing cars for deserving people, and they often have celebrities on to make the gift even more special. Amongst the multitude of car restoration shows in the town, Wheeler Dealers has a somewhat different approach regarding the whole trend of restoration. The fact that they do not have a conventional store, and that they move around looking for the cars that they are going to feature, was rather amusing and sort of exciting for the audience. The viewers were fascinated by the process the TV crew go through looking for aged and ruined cars to restore them to their original glory, as other shows were not in the habit of doing that. And this was new. The year 2017 was a milestone in Ant Anstead's life, as he was offered a 5-year contract to host for Wheeler Dealers USA and to replace co-host and close friend Ed China, who had decided to return to the UK. Ant Anstead was made to move to the United States of America with his entire family. This life-altering change of residence from the UK to California, USA, has been reflected by many, as it may have marked not only the beginning of his new life of publicity in one of America's greatest car restoration shows, but also as the end of his first marriage, which happened the same year he moved to the United States. 3 years later, Wheeler Dealers transferred production back to the UK, and this time, Anstead was not part of it. Even though he was going through his second divorce with his second baby mama, Anstead broke the wheel of habit somehow, and instead of running away like he did with his previous divorce, he now stayed near his family, who was his last-born son, Hudson. It was time to make his unexpected decision official to the eager fans who follow his every move on television and daily updates on social media. So, following the show's recent development regarding the whereabout of the station, Ant Anstead took to Instagram to make a big announcement. After 3 seasons with the famous Wheeler Dealers TV show broadcast on Motor Trend, from season 14 all the way through 17, the charming mechanic Ant Anstead would be leaving the cast of Wheeler's Dealers.
I know that Wheeler Dealers has a loyal loyal and passionate fan base, and I hope that you see from the other stuff that I've done on TV that I also am a car fan.
As his contract was for 5 years, Anstead dropped off short in the journey, since he was a sudden relocation by the show that was not in his plans, both as a presenter and a father. The show, which started in the UK, switched gears in 2014 when it decided to film in California. Originally from Plymouth, England, Anstead was cast in the series in 2017. He packed up his entire life and jetted off to Southern California, unsure of how long the show would film in the States. And now, his uncertainty has paid off, and Wheeler Dealers is returning back to the UK. Unlike the time he joined the show, Anstead was not able to go back to the UK with the show he's been hosting for 3 wonderful seasons. His public post made this decision clear for the audience and the people charmed by his appearance on TV. In his post, Anstead explained that the show would be heading back to the United Kingdom for season 17. Unfortunately, he would not be going with it, but is proudly handing the spanners over to former Formula One mechanic Mark Elvis Priestley, who will take his place in the upcoming season of Wheeler Dealers back in the United Kingdom.
I present one of the world's biggest car shows on television.
While the thought of watching Wheeler Dealers sans Anstead is unheard of, he added that he's staying home in California because he currently has 3 new shows in the works. This was when Anstead chatted on Zoom with his Wheeler Dealers co-star, Mike Brewer, as well as his replacement Mark Elvis Priestley, about the show's future. Following his Instagram announcement, he was not leaving the show with no gown to land on. Anstead also made light of the 3 new shows he's been working on during the same Zoom call, but added that he can't reveal too many details just yet. He shared that he had already started on them, but can't clearly say what they were yet because of the way TV shows worked. Ant Anstead was a celebrity in the eyes of many motorsports and automotive TV show fans. His outstanding performance on the shows that he hosted has earned him the publicity, which was the same amplifier which projected his drama and marriage affairs. He has been in and out of marriages that had children involved from different women. Back in the UK, before his relocation to the United States, Anstead had been married to a British woman by the name of Louise Herbert for 12 years. They have given birth to 2 children in those years of marriage. Their daughter Amelie, who is currently 17, and son Archie, 14, had stayed back in the UK when Anstead relocated to the US, accepting the offer extended to him by the Wheeler Dealers. In the season when he was offered the job at Wheeler Dealers, they were in the process of divorce. In addition to taking a shot at the opportunity of a lifetime, there are news on the possibility that his decision to move across continents may have been highly motivated by his divorce from his first wife, Louise Herbert, and who was also his first ex-wife. Herbert and their 2 kids still live in the UK, but Anthony Anstead's life of dating and exing was just beginning. It was during his time in the United States that Anstead met Christina Hawk, an American real estate investor and TV personality. In the same year that he started working with the Wheeler Dealers show, he started dating her, and it was a year later in December of 2018 when they decided to tie the knot and got married. The wedding took place at their Newport Beach, California home. In a year's time, the couple together had a son whom they named Hudson. Hudson was born in September 2019, but just like his previous marriage, this one also came to face the unpleasant fate of separation. Anstead's story of separation has once again hit the news when his soon-to-be ex-wife Christina Hawk announced their separation over an Instagram post. This came out as a shock to his fans as they were closely following his life's progress, as would any fanatic about a high-profile celebrity of their liking. However, Anstead was not as cooperative with the premature separation as he was with his years-long wife's divorce in the past. He seemed to have no intention of such an arrangement, which made the separation look like it was a one-sided influence that he had least part in. He was portrayed as he had not yet given up hope on the relationship, especially from the Instagram posts that followed Christina's. But like all good things must come to an end, the divorce was officially announced 9 months later when they both came forward with a unified agenda of ending the long-lasted contention. Following this expected announcement, the charming and well-celebrated TV star Ant Anstead faced major criticism by the fans. This has led to a lot of bashing while he went through emotional turmoil. The problem went deeper than expected and affected his sleep and diet too. It was, however, reported that he was heard saying Hudson, his son from Christina, was the only thing that kept him going. In addition to the 3 shows he said that he was working on, Anstead's stay in the United States was also portrayed as mostly due to his young son, Hudson, who is settled in the US with his second ex-wife Christina Hawk, with whom he shares custody. On his famous Zoom meeting with his pals, Mike Brewer and Mark Elvis Priestley, he communicates that some years had passed and that he has really settled in. He goes on to say that he had really established his life there and that his world was there. He also said to Priestley and Brewer that he has a family and, quote, "I have a baby, as you know." As a refresher, Anstead currently shares 1-year-old Hudson London with Christina, his baby mama, who lives in the United States and whom he shares custody of Hudson with. 7 months after his separation from Christina Hayek, Ant Anstead pursued another journey in his love life. He was introduced to a woman who had an outstanding reputation at the time. Soon after that, he began a relationship with her. This is the American actress Renee Zellweger.
The Oscar goes to
Renee Zellweger.
Renee Zellweger.
Renee Zellweger.
Who was one of the world's highest paid actresses by the year 2007. This happened in April 2021, and they had filmed a TV series together. Ant Anstead and Renee Zellweger first met on the set of his show, Celebrity IOU Joyride, where she wanted to honor 2 brothers who supported a sick friend. She herself was rewarded with a new romance that seemed to get serious quickly. 3 years later, the couple is reportedly living together and integrating their lives and families. When the couple met in April 2021, Anstead had separated from ex-wife Christina Hayek in September 2020, and their divorce was finalized in June 2021. His history with his ex-wives and the children whom he had with them didn't stop him from pursuing the desires of his heart. Zellweger appeared on Anstead's Discovery Plus show, Celebrity IOU Joyride, in April 2021. Zellweger had a particular connection to the twin brothers who got new cars, Jerome and Gerald. The pair worked as caretakers for Zellweger's friend and former publicist, Nancy Ryder. Ryder was diagnosed with ALS in 2014 and passed away in 2016. After that, Anstead and Zellweger hit it off immediately. By June, rumors of them being a couple were circulating. A source told people that they surprisingly had a lot in common. As the insider boldly explained, sometimes 2 people just meet and click and the timing is right. It also goes on to state that Renee was creative and that she often went for guys who think out of the box, as she was smart, thoughtful, and always looked to expand horizons and nurtured those around her. As was the case in the magazine's perspective, both of them were private people who avoided public scrutiny, which was on other thing they had in common. Instead, being a creative person that has lots of inspirations and interests, Renee's love for writing and producing provides them with a multiple of things to talk about when together. Spectators claim that on the 4th of July weekend, the couple were seen at Anstead's beach house in Laguna Beach, California, drinking coffee on his balcony. But Anstead was very careful about his relationship with Renee. And in his comment to People magazine, he had stated, "Renee and my relationship is something that's really private. It's something I'm not really willing to talk too much about. It's really early in our relationship, and I don't want to put any pressure on that." He seems to have learned from the past that publicity has a major influence love affairs. It also appears that he is now keeping his profession and his love life in separate baskets so as to protect the drama of one from affecting the other. Amazingly so, Zellweger shares Ant's ideology regarding relationships and publicity. She told the Sunday Times in August 2022 that she wasn't very interested in any gossip about her relationship. She said, "Yeah, well, I don't pay much attention to any of that." She clarified that she doesn't pay attention to social media. As she put it in her own words, "I don't think it would be a good thing for me. I have a list of things I like to get done every day." This somewhat mature and well-mannered personality she shows in public has definitely stemmed from her private life of decency. In May 2022, an insider told Us Weekly that Zellweger was getting along really well with Anstead's youngest son, Hudson. It was also noted that she is really bonded with him, and Ant loves how doting and caring she is with his kids when they're all together. She also loves taking trips to the park and long walks on the beach with them. In April 2023, a source told People that the couple had found a house that they both loved and were moving in together. As reported by the same source, they seemed very happy and in love. And according to the source, their efforts to keep their relationship private and low-key was because of Ant's last son, Hudson, whom she had bonded with very much. It has been 2 years of their relationship, and Ant's thoughts about relocating seem to have been positively influenced. This was when Zellweger planned to move to the UK to film Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy. It was told to People that Anstead would be relocating to London for the duration of her shoot to be close by. He is being expected to go over to the UK with Renee while she is doing the film later this year, as claimed by the insider. Anstead is British and was also excited to spend time with his older kids, Amelie and Archie, who are in the country. This may be a good opportunity to reunite with his children and maybe make up for the time that had passed, if it is not too late. Unlike his past relationships, his relationship with Renee Zellweger appears to have given him the ending he sought from the beginning, which was a redo and redemption for what he had lost. After his second divorce, the fans were unable to stay indifferent regarding his marital affairs and Howie's choice of side in arguments. He faces multiple criticisms and various comments regarding his newly announced decision. These heavy statements of accusation and disappointment from the public didn't come easy on Anstead this time. He was forced to fall under serious conditions that lead to the disturbance of his sleep and also diet. After the show, Anstead took some time off for his family and personal healing. Throughout his time on the show, Wheeler Dealer's Ant Anstead had developed an outspoken public bromance with Mike Brewer. Ant joined the show in its 14th season. Following Anstead's dropout from the show, his best friend and brother in show business, Mike Brewer says to Anstead that for him, he was sad because Anstead and him have been recognized to have an amazing bromance. The show was halfway through airing its 16th season, which is the last season featuring Ant and Brewer together. Brewer does note, however, that Anstead will still be popping in during future seasons of Wheeler Dealers. With all the ups and downs, Mike's and Ant's friendship remains intact. And as for the public who has seen too much of Ant's tragedy and terrifying roller coaster life, they hope this well-founded companionship blossoms and gives forth more exciting and eye-capturing collaborations in shows and TV programs in the future. His journey of television had led him to speculations that have closely followed his life in all dimensions. He was under surveillance in his marriage, divorce, relocation, and all the drama that has been going on in and around his life. Ant Anstead went through all the possible paths of a young man as he journeys from childhood to adulthood and has seen the stage of television in all its highs and lows. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed the video.